one. Remember? blow my brother and sister's mind with this one. Somebody will find it, because I'm tired of this, because I know it is. I know it is. Oh man. Microfluid, no. put in? Oh man, that's a lot. They make it so many duplicates when you search them. They make it, no, I only searched it one time, but I'm looking at it several times. I guess it's all the foreigners and their knuckleheads. That's crazy. Excuse my language, forget it. Yo! Hey guys, I just wanted to mention a couple things. I know y'all like looking and y'all like, wait a minute. He said chuka achufa, which is family or like my family. All right. So usually I put Dagon Latino or Sidanelli because I'm Chickasaw and I'm Anihuia. We never use the word Cherokee. That's what the fakes are using. I know that some people be like, Ray, what you mean? I mean, I don't sit here because I like to watch people try and, learn the language from the little Chickasaw bullshit dictionary. That's like right now I got the sun to my back, right? And it feels good. So I say Choholali, which means I love the sun. Because our people were seen as sun worshipers. I got to really think in my head, and I know I should have some light in front because I could just close that actually. But I know that as far as the sun worshiper is not what we said. We would say Abba Abinli or Abba Abinli. I gotta remember because we don't use the word God. It was never a word. That's them creating that. These fake people call them Chickasaws, and these people who have been whitewashed. There are those in the Chickasaw Nation who are actually of Negroid stock, but they're pretty ignorant of the truth. But we had a word, Tasha Chickasaw Hatak. That's warrior. That's the warriors. That's Tasha Chickasaw Hatak, which is warrior. You might hear people say Hatak, but warrior. But sun was sun god. Abba Abenili. Oh man, like saying the creator, which means sits up in the clouds or above the clouds, like beyond the dome, like God dang it, was it I can't remember what it was. I can't remember the word. Husta Ali. Husta Ali. Sun. Like, is that right? Husta Ali. Like sun. Like we were sun worship. That's like whom my father's people were. Really a lot of our people. But we didn't worship. That's a made up new word created in the 1800s. Thought about in the very late 1700s. Okay? Husta Ali. That is, and see, people, when they hear me talking around here, they go, oh, okay. And then they look at me and they're like, and I'm like, if y'all don't get your sloppy selves, I'm not going to curse, out my face. And then I say, well, see, any of y'all know any other languages, eh? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, what makes y'all think that I'm some, you know, some black thing or like, you know, and I look more indigenous than them. You know, in our language, black is losa, losa, L-O-S-A, losa. It's not pronounced, but so where you have an understanding. Black is losa, or Lisa, or losa, not Lisa. L-O-S-S-A or L-O-S-A. Black, and it has nothing to do with skin color. You know, like I say, when I say Jana, most people run around this new language made up. It says Zene. Like, that means black, which it doesn't. It means darkness. Okay? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get in reading. I'm grateful everybody came in. I'm going to shut you all out before I get going, because, like, this is, you know, like I say, welcome to my house, or Hastola Choka. Like, welcome to Hastola Choka, my house. Welcome to my, you know, like, what's that? Welcome to my house. Maybe we can. Oh, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So, I think it's important for you to speak a language. And somebody hit me talking about 1866. I said 1763, boy, 1766. I know all my family's treaties on the Chickasaw side, and I know the lies of them who covered my Anahuia side. All Muskegon speaking people. Even the Gula side, well, not Gula and Geechee. Those are two different people. And there's people in the Yamasee Nation pushing this Gula Geechee and these fake African narratives and these Moors, all these dumb people who don't know nothing. And they're half my age, and some who are my age, it's all about a bag. Okay? On my mammy side, Dutch, Anahuia of the Ano tribe, and Gugula. And on my father, Chickasaw, and some Chinese we helped, you know, and many of the so-called slaves were not slaves, or many indentured people, when they attempted to murder them, we took them in, and it was servitude that way nobody could take them. The great warriors never defeated. They're always talking about the Seminoles and the Yama. We were the Yama Nation, never defeated. The giant killers, god dang it. And it's mind-boggling how there's so many of these people and people who look like you. And I already called one name out, and I'm going to call some more. Because that's what the time we're supposed to be in. I call these agents out. They don't have to work for the alphabet people, but blindly they do. The agents of chaos. Whenever you see somebody post something, and you see they got all these different people who you in ignorance argue with, you call that individual out, and you put him on Front Street with everybody. Especially when they're not commenting unless somebody of authority come and say something. Okay? You on them platforms on Facebook, you on that all day. If you're on TikTok or, you know, Booger Snotty or whatever other platforms they have out there where everybody's always Instagram, where we have these argumentative spirits who don't know nothing. You tell me their names. Don't go making up nothing. Because, you know, I'm going to research. And I'll call them out right here. I said, well, come on the podcast, brother. Because they don't really know what I know. As far as in that temporal. Okay? We need to stop this. And we are the only ones. Everyone has a choice. Okay? All right, beloveds. I mean, yeah, Rondo. Don't forget, if you come in, I'm gonna tap on the thing so I can see who's all in here. Anyway, as you know me, I was watching something. It's not just about a game. Able to see it in a different dimension, and it's pretty interesting with my phone. I'll share that later. You dig what I'm saying? But put that down. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get into reading. I'm going to shout you guys out. Exposing the expositions of 18. We're going to be quite quick and concise for those who actually want to learn something. You know, like, always pay attention to what I'm reading, because a lot of people, because of my readings, have went out and they pay attention to where they're living at, and they're seeing the old world, and they're seeing that a lot of it's not hidden. Did any of y'all ever look at Germany, Prussia, or so-called Europe, and Russia? And many buildings are still there. And y'all ever really take a good look and realize that them idiots couldn't have built that back then? And notice with your ancestors who have been murdered on all topical soils, like the skin of the earth, topical. You know, like a bad ointment comes around and removes and exfoliates and then puts this new crap down. Okay? That's right. So, Exposing the Expositions of 1851, 1950, revised edition 2021 from the 2019 one, when the fake demic happened, by Howdy Mikowski. Then we're going to get into the hidden lands beyond Antarctica, the continuation of Morris's journey between interconnected planets, and of course, Janine and Helen, we're going to get into heaven bearers. You know what I'm saying? So, let me pull this down and hit the light, because that's just a little too much coming in where I'm sitting at. I could change over there. It'd probably be more appealing, but I'm not here to be appealing. I'm not here for looks and all that. That mic with the head on might assist. Okay? I mean, I don't know, this might make it even worse. Let me see. Okay, we'll face it down. Sky is actually blue. They're not spraying today because they're getting ready to do something else. For those who are aware, never fret, never fear. You know that you're immortal. You don't die. They just want to get you away from here because they're too stupid. But you can come back however you choose. Okay? Let me dress this up right quick, and I got to turn the oven off. I just wanted to give that to you right quick. I got all these things over here. I put me some cayenne up on this bad boy. I'm snacking on watermelon, but I got my food that I should have ate like half an hour ago. A lot of cayenne, y'all. I know. And I didn't, so I got to go ahead and turn it off. I don't want it to burn. Let me see. Let me make sure it's right. Oh my goodness, it's delicious. Let me move this a little closer, because you know they want to mess with everything, but we're not going to give them energy. So I'm going to read. I'm sorry about the light. Now, I'm not putting that ring up because the thing blinds my eyes. That little ring, we turn the oven off, come right back, I'm going to read. Move. Cut up a red, and let me see, I'm going to cut some green onions, scallions, and some red peppers. That's going to be banging. It's going to be banging. Let's see if this might help a little bit. It doesn't matter. I could turn this one over here. I don't like the light up there on the top. So yeah. So it'll be good. I'm gonna flip that back up the other way. That's bing! Like, I don't want no fake halo over my head. That's not really what it is. You got to be kidding me. This is when it's good to go out and sun gaze. For me. That's what I do. Okay. Let me get another bite of this. It's so good. Oh, it's a lot better. Okay. Oh, that kind of. I know. He's like, he's eating. Exercising makes me. I get hungry. Let me hit it. Top chat, live chat. Okay. Welcome to the live chat. Hey, Sarada, I think I saw you pop up. What's on, beloved? How you doing, beloved? Rondo, what's going on, Napi? It's good to see you, Sarada Amaru. What's going on, beloved? Hey. Yeah, we're going to read. I'm keep it kind of quick because I want to come back and really get into Negro Project, Margaret Singer, and William Cooper, Behold a Pale Horse. I really want to get into that. Music, yeah, I'm going to turn it back on, but real low. Scott, what's going on, beloved? What's happening? Lloyd. What up? When that shit, bro? All right, let's go ahead and get it in. Like I said, we're going to start getting some really good stuff now. All right, one more bite. Oh no, I picked my watermelon, had them cut it for me. It's like 40s. Seeds. And the cayenne pepper sets it off. All right, Exposing Expositions 1851 and 1950, revised edition, 2021. It's 2019 first book, which is pretty. My Halito Makowski, hey, the Court of Honors in Chicago, or Chicago. Okay, it's the Court of Honor. Yes. They filled all that in. Most of the stuff they destroyed, they poured in there and they covered it. You can still go to where it's at. Take a metal detector. Oh, Star Wars, Obi-Wan. You know that most of the indigenous, actual autochthonous people's bloodline is O positive, right? And the ancestors with the strongest of Y, right? O negative, which is like 13%. Now do you know why? Because I know a lot of Navajo's blood type and they ain't O positive. And the damn sure ain't O negative. Okay? I know a lot of people's blood type. The Hopi have a lot of guys who are O positive, because I used to be at the hospital doing the blood pressure and all that different stuff. You know, I had to go to physical therapy there, you know, twice. And I used to listen to it. You could hear him. Blood type, son, Begay, you know, RH. Nigga, what? What? And I can't say nothing, you know, but yeah. And then they start coming out with this fake religious stuff. We want a religious people. See, that's where they mess up. They mess up all the time. I'm not here to prove who is what or what is who. I know who is what and what is who. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do nothing about what the fake Zionists or these fake Jews, what they've done to all the people as they conspired with certain relatives of theirs to sell them off, to give them new land. Why do you think the Chinese all coming here? They think they're going to fight. Like, and some of them are ignorant. They actually believe, oh yeah, the land was ours. They're not even original sheep people. These are the people who murdered them. And the last of the Boxer Rebellion, utilized by Dutch, France, and this fake Pelskins over here. Even though our numbers are greater, this is unimaginable, right? But because so many people are so legitimately foolish. Okay? So anyway, we're going to get in here to New York, 1853. Now, while not classified as a World's Fair, the exhibition of the industry of all nations, known as the New York Crystal Palace exhibition, y'all really should pull up that picture, basically was one, all right? It was held at Bryant Park in 1853 to 54 in an iron and glass structure similar to the one in England. A 100-foot diameter dome topped it. It seems odd that the first two World Fairs both had similar buildings named the Crystal Palace. Of course, this building also burned down on October 5th, 1858. Unlike London, the Crystal Palace Fair of New York lost a lot of money when it burned down, a newspaper reported. So burst a bubble rather noteworthy in the annals of New York, to be accurate. You know they called it New Amsterdam first, right? Anyway, that's what they say they did. That's what it was. The bubble burst some years ago, and this catastrophe merely annihilates the apparatus that generated it. Another Crystal Palace was built in Munich in 1854 for its exposition. It was called the Glass Palace. Now, it wasn't built in 1854, but you must know what was happening in 1854 to be able to discern the reality and the truth. All right, based on the comparative lies that everybody's realizing, it will only add more fuel to the fire. You know, it lasted until 1931, when, you guessed it, a fire destroyed it. Then there was the Crystal Palace in Montreal, built for its 1860 exhibition. It later included an ice rink inside during winter, housing one of the world's first hockey teams. And who were the first hockey players? It burnt down in 1880, the original hockey players, y'all. Toronto had a Crystal Palace as well, a giant building built in 1878 for its annual Canadian Industrial Exhibition. It too would be destroyed by fire in 1906. 5 Crystal Palace buildings, all destroyed in somewhat odd circumstances. I am sure there are more if one just digs into the worldwide Crystal Palace phenomenon. We're going to leave it at that. I wanted y'all to hear that because it's relevant to your truth. and it's relevant to everybody's truth, but not those in ignorance. They cannot be freed up because of their ignorance until they come around and realize the truth. And there are many that know. There are many so-called Native Americans. They're born here, so they're Native, as far as that goes. Who know, and they speak, but they're silenced. You see the new thing with all these platforms, with these fake Jews who are running DARPA and the things that so-called fake security, the alphabet boys who sit over these on the side, want to block, disenfranchise, want to keep everybody political and stuff. They're what you call they're putting a blinder over many of our pages. I'm not giving it energy. It can seem that way, but I'm empty in thought. I'm speaking on facts that are relevant to the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, to enhance the reality. Let me see. Anybody else comment? Because I can't see anything. Okay. All right, live chat. All right, it's all okay. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead. We'll cover that a little more, but let's stay in the reading, okay? Hidden lands beyond the Antarctica. Right there. The continuation of Morse's journey between interconnected planets, and this nos confundum, that means no confusion. Okay, by Claudio Nocelli. That's our beloved brother right there. I love when they put their pictures in there. It gives, even though I know what it looks like because, I follow them on other platforms and I've conversed with them. And I had two in Spanish, which mine is really, it's good, but it's, it's not like I'm talking, even though they make me talk it all the time. It's still kind of horrendous. Because I have a different accent, weirdly so, because of all the languages that I've been learning. Oh my goodness. So, can somebody send their mama here so I can smack her? All right. This is how it's going to be when you meet me. And all the brothers that met me, they'll tell you, no, that's how it is. But it's well worth it. Chapter 34. And this, I know you was waiting on this. For those who have been following along, and for those who haven't, just listen up. It's pretty good. Chapter 34, your reality is a simulation. What can we do to free ourselves from the reigning custodian yoke? I have like 5 books on custodians. And the Hatha Mathas. I have 2 more. I haven't even... Anyway, I'm about to break them out. Anyway, there are many ways to achieve abstraction even at the very moment you are being punished. Sometimes your life can become a torture. It is another part of the custodian system. Your life will have to be in a constant danger and alert. That means danger, Will Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Always 360. You know what I'm saying? Okay? You will seek security. And who do you think will offer you security? Bingo! The custodians. Want to make a deal with the devil? The indicated thing is that you can try to turn off those thoughts that at every moment your mind is transmitting to you about how or why you are going to perform some action. That does not mean that you should jump into the abyss, but in the figurative sense, all right, then I could say that you should jump into the spiritual abyss. Do you understand me? Crossing the dreaded gap between the reality you create through the custodian system and the hidden reality behind all limited thinking. When you can go blank and you can speak without formulating the thought in your head and just allow it to come out because it is part of who you are. That's what I do. I have an empty, my head right now is no thought. You probably are thinking that I'm thinking something as I talk. No, just like my heart and my breathing. It's unimpeded, uninterrupted. It's coming out just as it should. I know that it should be saying whatever is beneficial to you. I am clearly not, and if they was able to, just no action. My movement and everything is not automated. It is active. I tell you, you're sentient. You don't have to think these things. This is not, I'm not gimmicky. This is just fluidity. Okay? Yet when I read, it's imprinted on my brain, so therefore it stands. And I hear the word in my head before I'm reading it. That's how I'm able to make the corrections. And I realize punctuation is a little sloppy. Okay? So anyway, crossing the dreaded gap between the reality you create through the custodian system and the hidden reality behind all limited thinking. The reality you're living is simply a lie. You pour energy into all the lies they've conceptualized and conceived. They've made it practical to you. They've educated you based upon a system. And they have algorithms pumping it all the time. You know, they say satellites, but are you aware that 97 to 98% of all the phone signals, the towers and everything run under the ocean? Anyway, and even if you're immensely rich, pay attention, or incredibly lucky, you will feel the same emptiness as a person in a system. You will feel the same emptiness as a person who is in the opposite conditions, because that emptiness is your own memory that is latent, all right, but forgotten behind all the negative thoughts of your own mind. They have compounded you, and they have created so many files of nonsense. How can you get back into your truth instead of, when they say generational curses, 400 years of slavery, lies, I tell you. And don't get there and immerse yourself in a despairing rage of lies. Like, you're not going to do nothing anyway. You've got to get beyond that. Now, once you realize that it's all lies and you accepted that, now what do? That's why I express it's very important to meditate, to breathe, to ground, to not fear the things they want you to fear, to start absconding, to masticize a different growth factor, a different way. But don't become so lament. Don't lament in it so much where elusively it takes on the other prognosis you have, which is psychotic. You know, you can get stuck in something, religious favor. You've got to detract all of the nonsense. All of it. And there are people here who watched me from MySpace to Facebook saying, hey, look, y'all, I'm going to try this. I'm dealing with this Rupi Yogi, and I'm following God. I'm down at Plaza One doing Tai Chi. I'm learning how to center and clear my mind. And I got to remove these feelings, and I got to do these things. And I was doing all that stuff. And then I got to this place where I felt empty. Like anything could have happened for the worse. Because that's what I just came out of, right? So that was still looming. But I couldn't do that because I had the children. I had all these wonderful people, and they were watching me. So I was like, I couldn't feel myself. Because if I felt myself, it doesn't emanate outward. And when people started realizing, man, he done turned something off. The Jamaican brothers were the first one to be like, yo, Mark One, Virgin, what you do, man? Man, you done turned something. You're different, man. What you do? I'm serious. And then how I approached things and dealt with things, how I looked at things was, I couldn't see things the same. Okay, let me go on and read. My apologies. This is almost over. That's why I'm doing this. It's a short read. Okay. Anyway, you will feel the same emptiness as a person who is in the opposite conditions, because that emptiness is your own memory that is latent but forgotten behind all the negative thoughts of your own mind. That memory is the ancestral. It is the memory of your true past that is screaming to awaken. It is the source that you know very well, but you have been made to forget. Simply because by remembering who you are, then you would also remember the true origin of humanity. Then the parasitic race would have to force a new reset as it happened before. What are they doing here? The confusion is tremendous. They have you by the hands and feet. There is not much you can do physically. I mean, no, it isn't. It is not possible a physical fight between you and them. There is no such technology nor any possibility, not even remote, that they can be defeated today. Nor is there any way to reach an understanding with them. They will never let you go of their most precious colony on their own. You will always feel fear walking on a path that has no reference. There is no trail ahead to follow. You are alone in this path. You will feel fear and many other sensations, but like all costly achievements, you will enjoy double in the end. More important will be the reward of understanding who surrounds you at this time. Which lands are beyond? So far, it is a mystery that we will solve today. Clearly, you can choose between this path and the other. The one you have been walking so far, that is. But at least here you can get a forgotten knowledge, and with it, you will decide if you want to keep it and share it or let it die forever. Next time we'll be dealing with the human reset of the fifth generation, the ancestral book, fifth generation rescue during the end of the cycle of the Age of Giants, 0503X2, and that's a good read. I haven't read it here. I read a draft before this book came out. That's the hookup. Now, are y'all commenting because that's not showing? They're not letting nothing come up, y'all. What? I know y'all commenting and saying hi and stuff. Oh, these people. Oh, they so scared of y'all. Anyway, gotta keep my mouth a little moist to read, you know. There's a lot of cayenne pepper. Woo-hoo! Ow! Holy smack! Okay, all right, that's good enough. All right, I'm gonna get greasy with the and my food, my spinach, basil, and what you call pasta with a little bit of sauce and half a red pepper. It's not a lot, y'all. Oh, it's got eggplant. Two baby organic eggplants to somebody on the res group that brought me a whole bunch chopped up in it. So let's get to Heaven Bearers, y'all. Y'all know where we at right here. Y'all already know this is a good Heaven Bearers, The Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood by Janine Helen. And there she is in South Africa. A little pale skinned sister there. All right. I'm telling y'all, y'all keep listening to these people talking all this rah, rah, rah. They have absolutely no clue. You better start learning how to love yourself. And you better learn how to ascend. Because y'all didn't listen to me in the year before us when just something was very possible. Oh, there's those here who can be very destructive. The thing is, I need y'all not to be afraid. I need y'all to be beyond that. Oh, and I need you to devastate some things when time comes. But you're incapable until you really awaken yourself. It's just the way it is. You know? All right. Here we go. This is a good read, you know? I'm going to put some music in the back. Hold on. That's not the one right now. That's the hit now. I'm gonna do it now. We're gonna go ahead and play this in the background because it's got that myopic, that biopic, like, you know, it's got that effect to it. You know what I'm saying? Let's turn it down. Scotland like music. It is. Oh, I say. Cheerio, hip hip. Celtic, they would say. Blimey. I'm just messing. Anyway, yesterday we were dealing with the meeting went well. He visited Asriel. He noticed something about, you know, his baby girl, and there's a big conversation about when she has the twins that Asriel wants him to get rid of her, and literally that means to get rid of. But now he has to go back and he has to get rid of some of the individuals who are like him, who are producing sickly children. Asriel wants them dead, whether you want to call them Phoenicians, but we know. All right, so Malcolm decides to drop by an old childhood friend before he returns to the hotel. He walks another few blocks down the street and enters a 25-story building covered with antiquitech on its roof, antiquities, but it says tech on its roof, and he is surprised that they haven't removed this yet. He needs to have a word with Rune about it. He reminds himself as he walks inside the building. Rune, it is great to see you. He shakes his hand firmly and is genuinely happy to see him. It has been a while. How have you been? Malcolm, I don't remember you saying you were coming into town. He replies, all surprised. But he is happy to see him, too. He gives him a pat on the back and a toothy grin. That is because I didn't, old friend. He's letting him know because I didn't let you know. Well, anyway, please take a seat. He gestures warmly for him to sit down. Rune is the senior editor at the prominent New York newspaper. His job is to tell the public what they must believe and know, rather than what is the truth, and he is older than Malcolm by 4 years and is also a Phoenician. He is very different to most of others. He is happily married to a Phoenician woman, and they live a quiet life. They have no children, nor do they want any. Rune never married a Tartarian wife, but he did contribute to society and had gotten 6 Tartarian girls pregnant over the years. Malcolm, on the other hand, wasn't so lucky, not until now. Now, Malcolm had the choice, like Rune, to marry a Phoenician woman, but he never met one he liked enough to have around him permanently. He, anyway, preferred the beauty of the Tartarian women. Rune's passion and purpose is propaganda, and he thoroughly enjoys what he does. Just like all other Phoenicians, he has no moral compass and merely follows orders without questioning them. Sounds pretty familiar, huh? He gets up to ask his Tartarian secretary for some coffee and closes his office door. I take it you are here on official business, he asks and closes up the file on his desk. Malcolm nods firmly. I even brought the wife along, he smiles sarcastically. Malcolm, that is. I heard you managed to do what so few of us can these days, except for me. Congratulations, he teases. Malcolm smiles and wonders if he should elaborate and decides he wants to talk about what is on his mind and about Bonnie. I hear 2 heartbeats. Is such a thing even possible? He asks and taps the table gently with his index finger. Rune is about to speak, but pauses while his secretary puts the coffee down, next to Malcolm, and Rune waits for her to leave and close the door behind her, and then starts pouring them each a cup. I suppose so, but I haven't heard about it. Actually, that isn't true. I heard rumors about it in Africa 2 or so years ago. I never got to confirm them, and I literally just brushed the thought away. I figured it wasn't true, and it will make one heck of a story, and bring hope to the rest of us if it is true. He takes a healthy sip of his coffee and smiles at the news. Azrael is slowly losing patience. He is thinking about encouraging more Tartarian births to make up the shortfall of humans. But we need to find a better way to control them, dumb them down, make them more complacent, if that is the case. The Tartarians are just not that easy to control, he says, and watches Rune's reaction to his statement. Rune listens carefully to what he has to say, but his expression gives nothing away. Malcolm suddenly gets very stern and places his hands on the desk in front of him. I need this to stay between us. Otherwise, there will be consequences. Do you understand? Rune changes his posture into a submissive one and immediately focuses full attention on him. Of course, Malcolm. The girl, my wife, she is... Is it possible that she could gain certain abilities from the babies? What kind of abilities? Rune asks. He is genuinely intrigued by what Malcolm has to say, and his eyes are glimmering in between that gold and green. Our kind of abilities. He had a bad head wound. There was a lot of blood, and it should have killed her, but it didn't. She lay there bleeding for hours before I found her, and her body temperature was very low. She looked dead, but I could hear her heartbeat, the baby's heartbeat, and her wound. It was almost healed by the time I found her. I don't know how many hours she lay there for, but it wasn't more than 8 or 9 in total. He rubs the tip of his index finger over his lips like he is thinking. Okay, I'm just giving you a little thing, I'm saying, hey, bro, what's going on, beloved? I need you to put some feelers out. Someone wanted her dead, which I presume includes the death of the babies. And I really want to know if, through the pregnancy, she is able to gain certain abilities, like us. She seems more like us than these Tartarians, that is for sure. Rune takes a deep breath, runs his fingers through his dark black hair. What Malcolm is thinking is a lot to take in, but it excites him, and he can't help hide his toothy grin. The only people who would want a pregnant Tartarian girl dead is her fellow Tartarians. Now that she is expecting, you will have to organize someone to watch her at all times, especially since she is unique in carrying twins. What did Azrael have to say? He was pleased. But I didn't mention the possibility of twins, not until I know for sure. He seemed distracted and agitated anyway. There is something else going on that he hasn't told me about yet. He replies suddenly distracted and looks at his watch to see what the time is. And he has been there an hour already and knows he needs to head back to the hotel room. I have heard, and let me make it clear, that so far is it merely rumors. But I hear that there are problems with Baird and his leadership. You didn't hear that from me. I am sure it will play itself out eventually. But in the meantime, there is definitely tension between the two of them. His reply surprises Malcolm. Well, not the reply itself, but the fact that he hadn't heard about the rumor yet. He usually hears about these things very quickly. Have I been too distracted with Bonnie? He wonders. Well, Baird and Azrael never did see eye to eye. If it gets ugly, Kismet will step in and resolve things. He always does. Malcolm stands up from his chair and seems much more relaxed. I need to leave, Rune, and check up on a few other things. How about dinner tonight? Sure. Ahra will enjoy the Tartarian. He teases and shakes his hand firmly. See you at 7 at our usual spot. He watches his friend leave his office and immediately makes a note on a small piece of paper and hides it between two files in the filing cabinet. We're going to stop it right there. Oh, it gets saucy, y'all. It gets saucy. I feel like doing Robert Downey Jr. on Tropic Thunder. Hey, I'm saucy. Hey, back in them days, I put them best and I'm great. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me stop being retarded. We gotta laugh, people. In order to have love, to find a new light and a new way, you gotta allow yourself. You gotta exasperate all measures and then reach above that. Okay? Y'all can still donate too for the books. Y'all know, y'all saw all the ones that I ordered? You know, I ordered 5 more. Okay, that's just me. So leave me alone. Or order one specifically for me. Damn thing was like $230, y'all. I was really like, should I get this damn book? Man. I said, but anything can happen at any time. I'm going to get it. So I was like, I was going to get the Hollison the infrared thing, for $1,500, right? I was like, man, they got a new Hollison out. It's got where you can see infrared like night. Man, yeah, man. Like I found one for $13, like brand new. And I was like, I'm gonna get the book. I'm beat up like that, y'all. What's that? Hey, who else is in here? Anyway, I appreciate you guys taking the time. I popped all that at 54. You know what I'm saying? 54 minutes, man. I love reading. Y'all don't know. I know in the morning I'm gonna do what I have to do. Maybe some more people might come, and maybe we might weave some weak people out. We want the weak people here, but we need them to find themselves, and they're not going to find themselves here. There's going to be more doubt and more conscription. They're going to conscript more of the hypocrisy instead of allowing themselves to open up to have an even playing field. Because it's about to get real bad, people. I'm not giving it an energy. I'm not even thinking about it. I didn't have to think about that at all. I actually said to myself, like, not in thought, like, don't. And I went against that. Now I'm thinking, I don't have to think to tell you this. It's going to get bad, people. And I don't think you really know what bad is. Some people are still going to be enjoying life, roping cows and pigs and working and walking down the street. Some places, it's going to be war. And you're just going to be watching the news, wondering when it's going to come to you. Instead of being the antagonist, proactive, not really paying attention that Tet Offensive is all around you. Anyway, what I wanted to say to you about the blood thing, and it's a fact. They can sit there and debate all they want. But Obi-Wan, as far as the quantum, the serum thing, why is it called Obi-Wan? Y'all need to really learn about the world you live in, people. You need to really learn how to tap. And how many of y'all had a so-called birthday and decided to fast the day before, the day during, the day after, and stand up on your head at least 5 or 6 times a day, 2 to 10 minutes, and reset your blood by qualifying yourself, co-edifying? That means to live with yourself. Did any of y'all do that? No, you didn't, because I'm looking at everybody when y'all sitting there talking about, oh, so-and-so got a birthday on Facebook and all the ones, and y'all just sitting there doing the same thing you've been doing instead of purifying your blood, purifying your existence, allowing yourself to manage yourself appropriately instead of being managed like business. Don't worry, I wasn't going to beat nobody up. I'm just going to say things that nobody else is going to do, because all the idiots, all they're going to keep doing is throwing controversy out there to see people fighting and arguing. And y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Maybe some of you don't follow some of these individuals, but you know who I'm speaking. Anywho, I appreciate you. All right? Your family, remember that. I know my beard's looking crazy, right? I snipped some. I don't think I should have, because I was going to let my beard grow in again, but it grows real weird. But I don't know. It is what it is. And the rubber band, you see what the rubber band does, right? It curls everything. It makes it, well, not curl, but you know what I mean? Like it's straight, but it all wants to. So now I got to brush and put my olive oil with rosemary in it and brush. And I'm like, and it's still looking crazy. I'm like, God dog it, maybe it's trying to tell me something. Go to Google. What's going on, beloved? How are you, hon? It's good to see y'all all up in here. If you didn't see the reading and everything, and some of the tea I gave, go back to the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and let it load up. Man, I love y'all. I'm about to go eat, and this is the last meal. It's kind of late, and I'm not eating nothing else. So I'll probably finish off the watermelon, some peppers maybe, and lemon water. But it's number love and respect. See y'all later on. What's it, 4:30, 5 o'clock? Yeah, so we can get into the Negro Project and Behold the Pale Horse. Okay?